Good morning, everyone. Today we have a special guest. We have the Vice President of Sales of Brookline Homes. We have the Canopy Realtor Association President-elect 2024, the NARA President of Charlotte of 2022, the North Carolina Realtors DEI Chairwoman of 2023, the Sales and Marketing Council HBAGC Vice Chairman of 2023 to 2024. We have the PWB Council HBAGC Board Directors 2024. We also have the NARA Top 250 Latino Agent in USA from 2012 to 2023. Everyone, please help me welcome in one of the queens of real estate, Magda Esola. And one moment, her device is not connected. Must connect mic. Boom. Still waiting. Hey, Magda, how are you?
I'm doing great. It seems that for some reason the camera is not giving me permission to open the system is not letting me open my camera.
Nah, no worries at all, Magda. No worries at all. How's everything in your world? Better than ever? Or just another day, another dollar. Everything good? Oh. And little technical difficulties. Boom. And Magda's back. NC Sola will soon connect to the device, and we'll get started. Is your mic working by chance?
I can hear you now. I think
Sure.
we're having some technical difficulties here.
No worries at all. No worries at all. How's everything in your world?
Incredible, incredible, Vince. I hope you are wonderful too.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, and I know your time is precious. You told me you could only need 15 minutes of your time. So the first thing I want to start out with this is, can you please tell the public how you first met your mentor and how you guys set a goal or business plan for your first year? And ladies and gentlemen, she is back. One moment while she connects.
I think at least I got this. My network, my IT department is working on the network right now, and it seems
Mhm.
that could be the challenge.
Nah, no worries at all, Magda. No worries at all. I appreciate you sharing your time with me today.
Yeah. So what's the question, Vince? I'm so sorry. Before I couldn't hear the question.
No worries. When we first spoke, I remember you telling me about your mentor, how you guys first met the first year, and how you guys were going to manifest a business plan or a game plan for yourself, and how you actually executed on it. Can you please share the public about that story, please?
Well, I have had several mentors, and I'm not sure if it was the first one that when I got into real estate, is that the one we're talking about? That
Yeah.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
so when I was can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Sorry about that.
Okay. I'm not sure how much you heard, but I was saying that with Mohammed Abbasi, he um, he asked me how much money I wanted to make in the business, and I have told him that $70,000 will make me happy as a part timer. I had a 5-year old and I was pregnant with my second child, and he shook his head like you're getting into real estate, you should be thinking $70,000. This is 22 years ago. Once again, Vince, I was making $40,000 a year. And then I said, okay, fine. I'll do 100. Mind you, I never had any background in sales.
Oh, Magda, we lost her. This was a good story. This is prior to inflation, ladies and gentlemen. Like 100,000 back in the day was good money.
Yes, and I don't know. We keep on the system keep on putting me on mute. But anyway, so I said 100,000, and he's like, no. And then I'm like, oh my God. So I said 150, like already doubting myself, like how in the world working 10 to 12 hours a week. This is 22 years ago. I'm gonna make 150,000. This is in my mind. I couldn't comprehend. And he said, fine. He wrote 150, then he X out and put $200,000, and he said, you just have to follow systems, and I'll teach you how to make $200,000 in 14, working 14 to 16 hours a week. I honestly, Vince, couldn't believe it. Make a story short, my first year, part-time, working about 16 hours a week. And when I say 16 hours a week, this is activities and being in front of buyers and sellers, and only working those 16 hours. I end up making my first year about $170,000 part-time 22 years ago. So I went to work, Vince.
That's like $250,000 in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Prior to
Yeah. And that, but what I share with all my colleagues and friends and people that I mentor, I said, you just have to make a decision. And when you go to work, go to work. Do the activities that lead you to the sale. Be in front of buyers and sellers every single day. We are in the lead generation business. So when people get their real estate license, nobody tell people that you are getting into the lead generation business. That is your number one job, to be in front of people that need help. And the more people you help, the more money you're going to get paid.
And what was the turning point for you to say, you know what, I got to take this full time and go all in?
So when my oldest child went to school, I had the time to, because to me there is no such a thing as a part-time, especially in real estate. You need to be able to give at least, in my opinion, 30 to 40 hours per week, in order to be successful, in order to serve your customers well, because in 16 hours it's impossible. For me, it was
No.
yeah, something is going on with the system. So the turning point was the making a decision that I wanted to help more families and increase my income. So my goal was to get to, I was grateful and very, I don't want to use the word lucky, that I did this six-figure income on my first year. So my goal was always to get to this seven-figure income and help as many families as I could. And that's what was my inspiration, I guess, to get to that seven-figure income.
No, amazing. Has the identity of your ideal client changed since when you started to where you are now at Brookline Homes?
Yes. So when I started in real estate, I was in New Jersey, and I was helping a lot of luxury, what we call the luxury market. At the time, it was anywhere from the 600s and up price points, and this is 22 years ago. So probably now those homes are in the $1 million. So it is the luxury market. It is a niche. I was lucky enough that, once again, I never sold anything. And people, when they talk about production, sometimes they don't explain where and how you started. So I went from door knocking and calling for sell by owners and expires at the time, expire listings, to my network and um, my sphere of influence. So I think that is still today very powerful when you come from a serving heart, not like, Vince, I'm now in real estate. Who do you know that would like to buy or sell a home? No. You don't do that. It's about, Vince, I am now in real estate. Is there anything in the world I can do for you? Information is key. I believe in giving before asking. I believe that you always have to come from a serving heart and being very genuine and authentic with people. So when you do that, I believe people really want to help you, and you're very transparent and tell them, I'm new in the business. I love to help you any way I can with information, with a list of vendors that you may need, whatever it is. Just provide service, have that service oriented mindset, and I believe that business will fall in your lap.
No, I love it. You have that giver's game mentality. You really do. Um,
Yes.
when it's all said and done, like what legacy do you want to leave behind? Do you want to build like a huge team, or do you just really want to help as many families get into home ownership?
So that's a great question. I've been now in leadership. I'm the vice president of sales for Brookline Homes, and I'm not in production anymore. So for me, legacy is I want to leave a legacy in my family, obviously my children, but also in terms of business, the people that report to me. I want them to feel that they are better because I touched their heart and I saw something in them that they didn't see it for themselves. And I help them bring the greatness that we have within us and bring that gift out. Because Vince, I believe that we all have gifts, and it is our job and our duty to open that gifts, that those gifts that we have, and give it to the world. So for me, it's identifying talent, is looking at what the people that I know, what their gifts are, and tell them, because sometimes people don't know. You're great at this, and until somebody acknowledgement is so powerful. Until somebody acknowledge you on your gifts, sometimes you go by life and you don't even know. So my legacy in is to leave a dent in the universe and to leave a mark where people say, this place is better because Magda was here.
Now I love it. You're really unlocking people's full potential. I,
Yes.
like that's amazing. And then if there's one piece of advice you wish you received early in your career, what would that be?
You know, I think if I'm speaking to Magda 22 years ago when she got into real estate, I will tell her to have a server mindset, to also and these are things that I do, but I learned through the years.
No.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I got cut off.
All right. And I said, always bring somebody with you. You got to remember that nobody wins.
The
So,
last
like
thing
I
is
say,
nobody wins.
nobody wins by themselves. You always need people around you. I always said that I stand in the shoulders of 10,000. There have been people that paved the road for me, and I am where I am because of the people that have given me opportunities. And I believe that it is my human obligation to help others and to give people opportunities, to see when there is an opportunity to help, raise your hand and say, I'm here, and to bring people with you. That's how we all win and create teams and create community. And I think we lead by example. So always have that servant heart. Always bring people with you. Always share your knowledge, because I think you learn more by sharing your knowledge than you think. Or sometimes people think that the receiver get more. I always leave move, touch, and inspire every time I leave information behind. And I learn more from my audience than they from me, even though they think the contrary. But I do believe that you do have to share all your knowledge. It's not good to take it with you. That's why you have all the knowledge, is to share it.
I love it. I love it. And have you ever wondered, like, have you ever drove one? Have you ever been driving one time, or just like pondered at home, like, if I wasn't in real estate, what would I be doing? Like, do you ever, does that ever come occur to
Yeah.
you?
So, well, I love, I am one of those lucky persons that I love what I do for a living. So coming to work, getting up at 4:30 in the morning and jumping out of bed, so excited to come to work. And, we were texting this morning early. And,
Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised that somebody like me and like you gets up in the morning so early and answer emails and texts and all that stuff. But I think I will be doing a lot of philanthropic work. I will be doing work with kids, with children that are abandoned by their families, and this come from my husband was adopted. So, and I have a lot of friends of mine that have been adopted. So I will love to work with children and also give and help with education, even adults. So I'm very big on education because I think uh, when you have knowledge, there is so much power in knowledge, or potential power, because unless you use it, is not powerful. So I believe that I will be involved very much with children, which I am, but as slower, a smaller scale right now because I have 50 hours of work plus my I do. So I have very limited time to do that philanthropic work, but I would love to travel the world helping organizations that are with children.
Now, you really what is it? You really like changing the trajectory of humans' lives.
Yes.
So that kudos to you for being that, for being a good human, having a pure heart. And and then how do you think real estate's going to change in 5 or 10 years? Do you really think lobbyists are going to get paid enough to make it go towards blockchain transactions, or do you think we're still going to keep it just how we're doing it now?
I believe that we always, in any business that we are involved, regardless of what it is, I know you asked about real estate, we need the human factor. That is not going to go away. That is not going to go away. It's human 1.0. And no machine and no AI will replace the human 1.0. The relationships, you got to remember, people have to remember that we are in the relationship business, that we're not in a transactional business. Because if you do transaction, you do it once. If you do it, if you think relationship first, you will, from one customer, you might get 11, 12, 15 transactions. I have left New Jersey 18 years ago. To this day, I still get phone calls from those customers that I sold 18 years ago. And it's because they get a Christmas card from me. They get one touch point in the summer. To this day, I still handwrite about 800 Christmas cards per year. I mean, yet handwrite, and I start in October. Somebody asked me, "How in the world do you handwrite 800 Christmas cards?" And I said, "Because I start in October, and I make it a point that people get touched at least once a year. I'm thinking about you." Truly, it's like just checking up. You nowadays, Vince, people are sending emails or texts, but it's really nice to open a Christmas card and it is handwritten and not printed. So never lose that human touch. Now, it, there have been said that AI and technology is going to replace the real estate agent or the realtor. I strongly disagree with that. I do believe the agent that uses AI and technology will have a leading edge against the one that doesn't. However, the one that have the best relationships and the one that is have built their business on relationships is the one that is going to win. When I was on the floor, and I say the floor, I was telling, and I was in production. I was working for Fielding Homes, and we had 100. I believe at the time, Fielding Home DRB Homes, they had about 120 agents from Maryland all the way to Georgia, and I was number one for 7 years. But it wasn't because I was that great. I don't want to take all the credit. It was because I have the largest Rolodex, the CRM with all the contacts of people that they know me. and I knew them. And it was not just Vince. It was Vince, the mortgage guy that does podcasts and elevate people. I knew everything about you. So it's building those genuine relationships. And when you show people that you care, they take care of you. But you care genuinely. You're not doing this for the money. Eventually, you're gonna get paid, but you do it from your heart for them to make them better, and then they reciprocate, and you business flow is so much abundance. So that's that's how I have run my business for 22 years, and that's how I was raised.
Now you really have a Midas human touch. Like in October, like the little things really do add up for you. Like nothing is random. Everything you really do have that system and structure in place and
Yes,
execute
Vince.
on it.
Yes, you have to do for sure follow protocol and follow processes, because when you follow processes, nothing failed. This is proven record that if you do this, then this will work. Like, yesterday I did a video actually on going back to basics, because for some reason agents get distracted with the next shining thing. And if we just went back to basics, from the phone calling, building rapport with people, being interested instead of being interesting, be really thinking, how can I make this customer or this person's life better? Because people move away from pain. So finding out what that pain is for that customer, that human being, and how can you, with your gifts, help that individual get better. And when you do that, they will always remember you. They will always remember you. And when you need something and you call them, they'll help you. But once again, it got to be genuine. It's not one of those transactional things. I'm going to do this for Vince so he can do this for me. No, you give. My mom always said, you give without remembering, and you receive without forgetting.
You really are making an impact in this world, Iva. You truly are.
Thank you, Vince.
I commend you. If I can ask you a few more questions, that's all right with you.
Sure.
What's the biggest misconception like people have about real estate in today's world in 2024? People are waiting for the interest rates to drop, but they don't realize the last time rates, like in 1971 or something, like rates were like at 7, and then they would have to wait 21 years for it to come back down. Like, what's like the biggest misconception people have about today's world about interest rates?
So there is a lot of misconceptions in terms of real estate agents getting into the business, as well as the general public. So real estate agents get into the business, most of them think that you'll be driving a fancy car and making millions of dollars on your first year. And they don't understand that they are getting into the lead generation business. So that's a misconception and lack of education. On the public side, the interest rates right now, they are what they are. And if right now, I think there is shortage about 4 million homes. Right, we still have lack of inventory. So with that being said, right now, in my humble opinion, obviously I'm biased, is still 2020, 2019, when the interest rate were 2.75 or 2.5%. Yes, that was the best time to buy, but the second best time to buy is right now, because there is no competition. If the interest rates go down about 1%, the market would overflow with about 4 million people, I think, to buy. So now, yes, interest rates are lower, let's say 1% at 6.25%, but the prices of homes might go up $50,000. And you will not have a chance probably to find a home. Right now, builders are helping with buying rates down. They're throwing closing costs. So the biggest misconception is thinking that the rates will come down and the home pricing will remain down and the big incentives will remain. So I've been in new construction, selling new homes for 18 years. And what I have experienced, when the interest rate go down, prices of home go up. When the interest rates are high, prices of home stay. Sometimes they stay, but they never come down. They never come down. So because the consumer need to understand and see, when you're buying a home, think of the equity you will be gaining. Still today, the predictions are saying that 2 to 3% of gain equity will happen within a year. So if you're buying a $400,000 home today, within a year, you have gained $12,000 in equity. I hear buyers complaining about, well, my payment is going to be $300 more today because of the interest rate going up. Okay, that's $3,600 higher than you were planning, but you're going to be making $12,000 in equity. Do the math. It makes sense to buy today. You're not competing against nobody. You can just buy the property that you want and the possibility of gaining equity in that home and securing your generational wealth. Because at the end of the day, people have to live somewhere. You're either paying 100% in interest when you're doing rental and you're paying a rent, or you're doing 7.5% or paying 7.5% towards building your generational wealth. So I would prefer personally to pay 7.5, even 10% than 100%, that when I leave that landlord, they don't even say thank you to me.
Wow. Adios. That's funny. Besides your first mentor, what's been one of the biggest lessons you've learned in your whole journey of real estate?
The biggest lesson for me, because of my personality, is to be patient. I think, be patient in terms of waiting for the right opportunities or for the right things. We cannot rush things. Everything falls into place, and normally everything falls into place. But be patient, but at the same time be prepared for the opportunity, because opportunities come and go, but the person that is prepared for the opportunity is the one that grabs the opportunity. So always be prepared, always be studying, always become a master of your craft. And for me, I'm very proud of what I do. I think I share with you, I came with nothing to this country, with not even 2 coins to rub together, like zero, like nothing, and became very successful agent here in North Carolina through helping people. So I think is being prepared, be patient, don't rush things, but be always prepared and always be helping people. Because I think through helping people, you're also preparing yourself. You're um like when you train people, you are training yourself. So you become better than yourself. You're the best version of yourself.
Iron sharpens iron. Thank you for sharing that.
That's right.
And
Mhm.
second to last question, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. I think it would be Jesus. I would love to have dinner with Jesus Christ. And well, the answer is probably pretty obvious. I know that we are all miracle makers. I'm very, I know that he is the Son of God. I'm Catholic, so I'm Christian. Um, so I would love to be able to sit down with Jesus and have a wonderful conversation about the giving heart, because I know that I love to give and I love to leave the world a better place that I found it, but nothing like Jesus. So I would love to have that Jesus Christ mentality.
No, I love it. Speaking in parables and making people have like internal tension, help them make decisions on their own without you directly telling them. I love that.
Mhm.
Um, and then, what's your advice for someone starting in real estate? I know you touched on it, but in 2024, like how can someone get up and running? Like you, 16 hours and making go just taking off.
I think the first thing, one, get associated with a good real estate office that matches your mission and vision. And everybody have different missions and visions. Some people might want to be number one in terms of production. Some people might want to have money and lifestyle. So everybody have different mindsets. So find a office that will support your dreams. That's the number one thing. It's extremely important to have support. And secondly, get a mentor. You need somebody to hold you accountable for the things that you say you're going to do, because not many people have the gift of hold themselves accountable. I know few. I'm one of my, I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I do my morning. I have a schedule that I go through, and I know of I have few friends that do the same, but not everybody's so committed. Most of us need another person to hold us accountable. So I would say associate yourself with a great company, real estate company, get a mentor and or coach, have a accountability partner, know your why, your why will 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 drive you. Your why, when life knocks you down, your why will pick you up. The days that you don't want to roll out of bed, your why will get you out of bed. You got to know your why. And I have been in seminars where people ask me, I don't know my why. And it's okay too, Vince, because sometimes people don't know what they want. It's okay that too. So what I shared with this lady when she came after I spoke, I said, make it, make your why, find your why. So in other words, make it your purpose to find your why. And she left relieved. She said, I thought I had to have everything figured out. I said, no. Sometimes some of us don't know what we want. You just need to be in that search. Make that your why. And she left release. Really. So know your why. Write down your goals. And the goals, there's two school of thoughts on goals. They said that depression comes with unattainable goals, and you get sad because you didn't get them. And then once again, this is depending on the personality of the person that is writing the goals. And you can write small goals and achieve them, and go little by little and increase them. And that helps you with your own self-esteem, because people feel good when you achieve something. We are made out of grayness, and when you utilize your grayness to achieve something, you feel good. So goals are extremely important, and more importantly is why. When people come and tell me, Magda, I want to make $500,000, I said, that's nice and dandy, but why? And it's okay if you tell me that you want to buy $200,000 car. That's perfectly okay. I won't think of you that you're vain at all. That's your goal. It's got to be personal. Is to uh, Per person is different. Some people said, I would like to help this organization, which is perfectly okay. Whatever that is, whatever amount it is, you just have to write it down and look at it every single day. And that's what I did. And, I achieved the seven figure income. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. And I'm not going to tell you, Vince, that it was hard or it was complicated. It took a lot of commitment. And another advice, and with this probably we'll close this question, is that never compromise and betray yourself. Whatever promises you make to yourself, don't ever betray that promise to yourself for no one. So if whatever promises they are, always keep your word to yourself first. That ensures that you'll keep your word to everybody else. Integrity is key in the business that we're in, or any business, quite honestly.
Yeah, competing with integrity. You're totally right. Actually, I have one last selfish question. When I'm 80 years old, can you share something that's going to make me smile, look back at this, and just laugh?
When you're 80 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I don't, I'm not the funniest person. I don't even know what to think. I think that will make you smile is thinking about all the lives that you change and getting probably messages from people. And at the time, will be the grandkids of the people that you help and say, because of you, I sent my child to college because of the equity you helped me build in the home. Or I open a hospital in this underdeveloped country, or because through real estate you help so many people, and you're reading all these messages how you impacted people that you will not even met in person, and you will just smile reading that.
Nah, that gave me goosebumps, Magda. That really just gave me goosebumps. Thank you for shit. Thank you for that. I
Yeah, of
I
course.
I commend you. I thank you for your time today. Do you have any questions, comments, or thoughts for me before I let you go?
I actually love the way that you conduct this presentation. And I just want to ask you, what inspired you? What inspired you to start podcast? And why do you do it?
I spoken to some really great agents, and like it was on the phone call, and I was like, man, like I just heard some gems. Like I wish some people could hear this, like what I just heard, you know? I've heard some great knowledge, and I'm just like, wow, like if someone could just hear this, like they would like really like thank me, like because you only remember 10% of what you like. You can only regurgitate 10 to 50% like after like 24 hours. But at the moment, it's just like great knowledge. I'm just like, man, like this is thank you. Like like people can just hope your trajectory, just like iron sharpens iron, you know. But yeah, that's basically why.
Thank you for sharing, but you're pretty amazing. And thank you for sharing your knowledge and your connections to the world. I think we need more of this and bring positivity and inspiration. I think I've been asked about inspiration. I think we all can inspire people because you inspire people through your example. Instead of motivation is very differently. And I actually smile when somebody said I'm a motivating or motivational speaker. In my humble opinion, and this is only Magda's opinion, there is no such a thing as a motivational speaker. There is inspirational, but the motivation have to come from within, from that fire in the belly. And the inspiration comes from seeing others be doing great things and seeing you in them and say, if Magda can do it, she's not that special. I can do it too. So I hope that I was able to inspire your audience. I'm sorry the system didn't allow me to put my camera on, and that led us to probably have a second meeting. So we'll go camera.
No worries. I hope we can do this again in 9 months or in 18 months, and we can talk about 2025 or 2026.
Yes, absolutely, Vince.
Thank you for your time, Magda. I hope you have a wonderful week, and you're the best.
Thank you. So you are. Thank you so much.
Of course. Until next time, we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the queen of real estate, Magda Esola. She is in North Carolina. Please reach out to her if you're looking for a new home or looking just for knowledge. Till next time, bye bye.